Hello, setosorcerer here again. This is going to be a guide on this new Grandmaster's quest that Jagex released today. I'm going to divide this guide into two parts because it's very lengthy. You can read over the rewards or watch the very end for the rewards. Jagex released the rewards the same day, so it's not really a big secret. Anyways, let's get started with this guide. Before starting this quest, make sure you have armor that gives you prayer bonus, since this dungeon is multi-combat and the monsters all use melee. They do hit pretty hard, so it's recommended to use prayer throughout 90% of this guide. Also, you will need a pickaxe, runes for fire waves, and weapons, either being blood bolts, range setup for the avatar. Okay, in order to start this quest, you must head over to Soul Wars. Talk to the imp called Zimberfizz. After you talk to him, Nomad will teleport away from you. What you're supposed to do is investigate his tent, and once you investigate his tent, a cutscene will appear. After this cutscene, you will be confronted with Nomad. After talking to Nomad, you are now able to explore the dungeon. Your objective in this area is to open the arcane gate. There are two power supplies feeding the door. Your objective is to cut down the power. First room you want to go to is the west door. Head all the way to the top floor. Once you're at the top floor, you'll see a full reservoir. What you're supposed to do is move these stone tablets in a way to let the water pass. Your objective is to have all the water seep to the bottom of the dungeon. There's two parts to this. You can either attempt this part first in order to destroy the machine at the very bottom, or you could guide the water to the other room, which I'm going to explain in just a bit. You're still going to have to do both methods in order to finish. On the part where the big machine is, your objective is to lead all the pipes until it touches the machine. There's multiple ways of doing this, but you can follow the setup I had on this part if you're having any trouble. Once you have destroyed the machine at the very bottom, what you're supposed to do is go back to the top and open the water so it will lead to the east side of the wall. Make sure you use a pickaxe to clear the rubble. Once the water has passed through, your objective is to go down to the first floor and take the east doorway. Once inside, kill the two guardians that are blocking the way. Once they're dead, get a few food from either side of the north or south wall and start placing them leading towards the water. A kilowatt looking monster will appear. All you do is lead it until it hits the water and short circuit. Do this around 3 times before the machine blows up. Once you have finished this part, head back to the first room and go north to the arcane door. The arcade door should be cleared by now. The next room has 2 doorways and another arcane room. What you want to do is head west until you reach a room that looks like a bunch of plants. Your objective is to go around and chop all the roots. Once all the roots have been cleared, you'll hear a thump which has activated the avatar. Head back to the center, and this is where you're going to have to either use melee range and be on your toes. Pretty much this is how the avatar will work. If you're ranging, you want to find a range spot, and the objective is to damage it all the way. However, roots will eventually appear and it will heal it all the way to max. You have to make sure that the avatar does not get the root or it will heal all the way. This may take 5 to 30 minutes. Keep in mind, if you're ranging, it's advised to use blood bolts to take down the HP faster. This place is multi, so you can use summoning familiar as well. Once the avatar has been destroyed, the power supply will have gone too. What you want to do is head back to that second room and go all the way east. You'll see a knight on the floor. What you're supposed to do is talk to him. After talking to him, you're able to enter the room. In this place, you're going to have to use piety. Once inside, run around until you collect approximately 5 to 6 slades. In this room that's full of corruption beasts. The good thing about them is that if you kill them, your prayer gets fully charged. Once you have collected the 5 to 6 slades, head towards the center and start placing them on the tar looking lake. This will help you get across. Once you are at the other side, use a fire wave on the explosive barrels. This will cause an explosion to blow up the machine. Once the machine is blown up, then the last arcane door is open. At this point, this is going to be the second half of the guide. I'm going to post an annotation and show you how to kill Nomad. Nomad is extremely powerful. The annotation will be on the bottom. I will continue this guide there.